Yo, YouTube. This is Talking Crazy 88 back again for another podcast for you. How's everybody doing today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all too long. I just wanted to check in with y'all for the first week of the first live stream for the new year. As you know, I can't do the Balcony Chronicles without my cigar and my bourbon. My drink of choice is bourbon today. Well, this afternoon. It's called Whistle Pig, 100 proof. It's right up there with Wild Turkey. It'll knock you on your ass. It's not a good idea to just drink it straight, but just sip on it just for a little while. Especially out in this weather. You know, I need something to warm you up. So I was out today doing my 2-mile run. And doing my 2-mile run today in the park at 29-degree weather. A lot of y'all motherfuckers should be out there exercising, getting mobile, especially if you're around my age or older. When you're in your 50s, man, everything begins to break down and you begin to slow down. So you got to keep moving. Otherwise, you're going to be walking around with a cane or a walker. And that's not in my plans, because if I can't move around, if I can't run, if I can't do my 2 miles, if I can't go to the gym and work out, what use am I to anybody? So, I might as well just tell y'all, I was out on a date last night, and it went very well. Young lady of course she was a snow bunny, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm old, he's old, but the thing about it is I broke my rule never to date old women. But I date anybody that's a cool chick and cool people. So, fuck it. I ain't got that much time left, so fuck it. The date went very well. We just enjoyed each other's company. I might see her again. I definitely will see her again. But one thing I've noticed on a date that she was very highly educated, but yet she's a school teacher. After spending years and years, and started off her career as a scientist, as a biologist. But she was also telling me about her family. She still believes in family. She was a divorcee and a widower. Second husband was a widow, died. So she's a widower and married to a great guy for a number of years. And I can still, and when she talks about her husband, because I allow them to talk about whatever they want, because I'm getting the information from them. I'm going to try to decide whether or not I'm going to be dealing with this bitch. Okay? So, you can see how her eyes just lit up every time she talks about him. She doesn't talk about him often. She just talks about him 1 or 2 stories about him. But, which goes to show, she told me about her dating standards. When we first met. And her dating standards is, she has standards. She will cut you off if you're disrespectful. But there's no income requirements, no height requirements, or none of that nonsense. Nothing very superficial. She just want to know if you're a good guy. If you're a very kind-hearted, good guy that's very intelligent. Okay? We just found somebody fun to, she's just looking for a companion. Now, as I was doing my run with my mother, I was listening to a podcast called Platinum Elite, and he was talking about Angel Reese, how Charleston White, this punk ass nigga. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be using that term, the N word, anymore. I don't think black folks should be using it, including myself. It's a word that is way outdated, and too many of our brothers and sisters are using it against each other. I don't see a lot of Caucasian people using it against black folks. I see a lot of other groups using it. And I know that bullshit that black folks like to turn negative into positive, but that's one of those terms. That's one of those words that should be outdated. It went out in the 20th. That we should have left behind in the 20th century. We're in the 21st century. We're 25 years in the 21st century, and we still have that slave mentality, including myself. But I'm breaking those chains. Man. I'm breaking away from it. But I'll just say this, bro, that this guy, Charleston White, is so misguided. And this is a man that still is backwards in his thinking. There's no critical thinking to what he's saying out in public. He's really a clown. And I'm just going to put it to you like that. He's really a clown. He should not, to be honest with you, he should not have any airtime. He should not have a voice, but unfortunately he does. So yeah, it says some greasy things about Angel Reese, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is Platinum Elite broke it down that Angel Reese, who's a WNBA player, who stated that her dating preference is anybody, that men that's over 6 feet. It was 6'3". She gotta be taller than her. And she's gotta have bank. She's gotta be interested. She's gotta be interested. Now, the modern woman has a lot of delusional dating standards, but they do have standards. But he also mentioned that Travis Hunter, who is with a stripper, the guy is a 4.0. He's going to graduate from college. About to be the first round draft pick overall draft pick in the upcoming NFL draft. He has millions of dollars in the bank through his NIL deals, and a Heisman Trophy winner. So the guy is a winner. Who does he pick to be his companion, his mate? Somebody that he's thinking about marrying. He's a stripper, a low-class stripper. Former stripper, excuse me. So this is the point, and Platinum Elite broke it down that black men, we have no standards when it comes to dating. But black women, they do have standards. Other groups of women, they have standards, but they're more reasonable. They're more rational. They're more, their objective is really to get married, get married to that man, and have their babies. That's one of the things I noticed about the other groups. All right? But primarily I want black men, and this is the purpose of this live stream, the purpose of the Balcony Chronicles today on a Saturday, is that not only do I want black men to win, I want you, and this is the first step of winning, is having standards for yourself. You gotta have high standards in anything that you do, in your work, in your relationships, and even in your family life. You gotta have some standards. can't be all, you can't simp all the time, because because listen, I'll use myself as an example. I had little standards when I came to dating. I was just happy, and I can understand how y'all young fellas are feeling right now, man. You see a woman that's interested in, that you think is interested in you, and you go all out for her. You roll out the red carpet for her. You treat that woman like a queen, even though the woman is no good for you. She's no good. She's cheating on you. She's using drugs. She's not doing things to help you, make you look good as a man. All right? She should be rolling out the red carpet for you. She should be making you look good. She should be respectful to you as a man. Okay? Not the other way around. Okay? It happened to me. I mean, in that 6-part, I took it down, but there was a 6-part series about I was with a bitch who I did everything for. I even went into bankruptcy for this bitch. Bought her a car, moved her down to Florida. But yet, her and her fat, well, I'm not going to go there. Her and her mother did not respect me. They did not have any semblance of respect for me and what I've done. And so instead of just feeding off of the momentum and trying to help us become the best couple that we could have, she saw me as an enemy. She really didn't like me. And this was a baby mama, a drug addict baby mama. Well, not a drug addict, but she's a weed head baby mama that had no skills, no education, and nothing, no job, nothing to offer me. What could this bitch all have to offer me? Except titties and ass. And that's what I was focused on, fellas. I was focused on the titties and ass. I had no standards. And that's what a lot of you black men are in the same position right now that have money. Y'all focus too much on the titties and ass of a woman instead of what she brings to the table. Besides her stink, soggy pussy. And I go back to that and I reference my date that I had last night. This woman had to lock her off. From any man, not just me, but any man that gets with her. She was willing to visit her. She was willing to visit her man anywhere where that man lives. She was willing to go see that man. That's what she wanted to do. She was telling me about her ex-boyfriend. He wouldn't allow her to drive to see him. I'm like, nah, no, you can drive to see me. I want you to drive all the way from Connecticut to come down to New York City to see me. I want you to drive down to the city so we can just go out to dinner and hang out for a little bit. Let's do something spontaneous, like go on a road trip. That's what she wants to do. She's had her life. Her kids are grown. She's a grandmama. Her kids are outgrown out of the house. She just wants somebody there to spend time with and share the rest of her life. But keep in mind, this is an older woman. This is a woman that's right around my age. Okay? But when I look back on the dating shows, here's another example. When I look back on these pop the balloon shows, you wouldn't believe the stupid shit that these black women pop the balloon when a man comes out. It's usually because he's not, his fashion is not on foot. And it's not just black women, it's all women, you know. They look at aesthetics instead of substance. because I thought for years there was something wrong with me. But until I figured it out, I did not have standards for myself. Okay? When it comes to dating. I wasn't going to let a woman get away with it. Listen, anybody that I was interested in, they wasn't interested in me anymore. I was like, fuck you. Okay, fine, whatever. Next, I'll delete your number out of my phone and move on with my life. Next, let's find another one that's going to be interested in me. Yeah, because there's plenty of women out there that's going to be interested in you, fellas. The woman should have high interest in you, not the other way around. Okay? And you should have standards. You should screen these bitches out. And one way of screening them out is just by being honest, being yourself, and telling the truth to the bitch. Never lie to the bitch. Even if you're trying to get the pussy. Believe me, the soggy pussy ain't worth it. Trust me. It really isn't worth it. And when at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you're gonna be thinking to yourself, man, I dodged the bullet with this bitch. You're gonna be looking back, yeah, I dodged the bullet. All right? No bitch should ever say to you that, as a man, that he wasn't my type when I met him. If a bitch ever said that to me, she got to go. She's gonna get cut. That means you never really liked me. You never really liked me. So you got to go. Because men, black men, we don't know how to cut our losses. We don't know when to cut ties with a bitch that's not on your program. That's doing everything she can to go against what your purpose in life. Young black men, your purpose in life is to win. Is to win at life. It is a game, but you got to learn how to win. And the one thing you got to do to learn how to win is set standards for yourself. Standards for yourself. Just like these bitches wouldn't date you because you working at Home Depot pushing those sharpen cocks. Where the bitch don't really see beyond you pushing shopping carts as a man that's going to school to get a degree or learning a skill or trying to get your CDL or trying to get into a blue-collar job, a high-paying blue-collar job. She doesn't see that. She sees you as a loser just because you're pushing shopping carts at Home Depot. An honest job, an honest work, an honest pay. Because bitches don't see the value in work. Because you gotta understand, fellas. You gotta understand something. 90% of these bitches who have a job don't value their job. They get a little bit of success, get the degree, get a little bit of success, and they think they're the shit. They think they're better than you. They're not much better than you, fellas. They got a job. They just got a high-paying job. But nevertheless, it's a job. You're not running your own business. These bitches ain't running their own business. They're not running a Fortune 500 company. They're not the CEOs of a Fortune 500 company. They got a job. Okay? That's no different from that brother pushing the shopping cart to middle management at some Fortune 100 company. It's still a job. You go there, get your check every 2 weeks, and you go through bullshit. Trying to keep your job. Okay? But yet they want to look down on you because you have a yacht. Could you do better? Yeah. Are you trying to do better? I hope so. But you should never be ashamed of. You should never be ashamed of working. You should never be ashamed of having a plan for yourself, a plan of action, and you should never be ashamed of having standards. See, black men have been a lightning rod, a target for loser black women that are losers, especially black women who are losers. Okay, we get blamed because we're going overseas. We're going overseas to get some pussy, or find whatever it is what you're looking for overseas that's not here. Because I can't really necessarily say that y'all out there going out there to get some pussy. If you are, well, that's your business. I wouldn't go out there just to get pussy. Or go out there to have some good time. I mean, there are plenty of other things to do in these countries besides the women. But if that's what you're into, I never criticize another man that's doing that shit. Do you? Have fun, stay safe, strap up, and be very careful out there, all right? They say, hey, we're going overseas as a slap in the face of black women. Because we're taking pictures of women overseas that are interested in us, and that's a slap in the face to black women, when it really isn't. But we get blamed for that. We get blamed for women aging out. Okay, think about it. They're aging out of the dating market. They're single and alone. But yet black men are being blamed for these bitches being alone because we're not choosing them. We didn't choose them. We didn't choose them when they were younger. When they were younger, they were fun fucking, turning down men that should be appropriate for them, their dating age, that should be appropriate for them to date. They turn them down because they ain't got no money. Or whatever it is. They got no sense of style, no sense of fashion, none of that. It's just that black men, we just get blamed for everything that when black women, when they fuck up, when black women fuck up, we get the blame. All right? And with Angel Reese and Platinum Elite, Platinum, he pointed out very clearly that when this woman, Angel Reese, doesn't get the desired result that she was looking for, black men are going to be blamed for it. He even said that Angel Reese, the men in his chat who are capping, they would say, yeah, I'll go out with her. But you want to know what she would say if she was getting the same attention from men in that chat? She said, I would never date any of them. She would never date a short guy, a short king. You know what? There's this chick that I've been following for a long time. Her name is Marie Tamara, right? She's a tall, she's right around Angel Reese's height, right? I think about 6'3", 6'4". Former basketball player, was an accountant, and she used to make, and she still does make TikTok videos and Instagram videos about exaggerating her height of being 7 foot tall or something like that, being a tall woman. But I saw her in an interview that she was like, yeah, I would love to have someone that's taller than me, but I'm interested in the short kings. I mean, she is interested, but she's not. Look, I know she has her type. Okay? And I've been following her. She's very, very drop-dead gorgeous young lady. But I think she has her desired result. I think she has a man. But who knows? I don't know. Will she get the desired result because of her height? I don't know. Not a lot of men are into women that are 6 feet tall and over. Not a lot of guys are into that. But yeah, listen, everything is relative. Certainly, I wouldn't be intimidated by a tall woman. Hell, my first girlfriend was like 6'2". She was 6'2". My first girlfriend in college. She was 6'2". I think she was 6'1", 6'2". I'm 6'. She was taller than me. Her mother was 6'3". Both were drop dead gorgeous. I was lucky to be with her, and then therein lies the sympathy. But you know, she met my standard. I mean, I didn't have any standards at that time, but she was a wonderful, wonderful woman, and I wish I had married her. And that's one of the regrets I ever had. Is that I didn't get a chance to marry this woman. But fellas, you gotta have standards. You gotta have standards in anything that you do, including when you're dating. That's very important. That's why you're running around with these booger wolves. That's why you're running around with old women. That's why you have some sort of sexual dysfunction, because you're running around trying to get with any woman that will drop the drawers for you. And when you do get with that woman, you ain't gonna like her. Okay? She either is gonna run you off, or you're gonna be miserable. And I want y'all fellas to be happy, man. I want y'all to get the desired results that you want out of life. I want you to win. I want all you young. See, I'm not an old man that's a hater. I want you young folk. I want you young bucks to win in life. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just saying, look, I want y'all to win. I actually want you to do better than me. I'm not competing with you, because my time on this planet is going to be limited. Is limited. You have a whole lot of time to yourself until you get to your 50s. You should be mastering something when you're in your 50s. You should have accumulated some sort of wealth when you're in your 50s. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. You should be able to have 2 houses in 2 different cities. One for the summer, one summer residence, one winter residence. And if you don't want a house, you should be able to get an RV and travel across the country in your RV. Okay? And if it's a family that you want, there are women out there that want a family. Okay? That wants you to be the father of their children. That wants you to be their husband. All you need is one. And I don't give a fuck what race she is. Fuck Dr. Umar. Okay? You got to do what's best for you, black men. And I'm just specifically talking to black men, but there are plenty of men of other races listening to this. You got to do what's best for you too, sir. To all my Caucasian brothers out there, my Hispanic brothers out there, my Asian brothers out there, my Hindu brothers out there, my Native American brothers out there, y'all got to do what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, we don't have that much time left. We're just passing through. Learn a skill. Do whatever you want to. Fuck all these hoes, man. If the bitch is not on your same page, if she doesn't meet your standards, let me just say, because you probably don't understand what standards mean to me. And it's not really just education and a job. I don't give a fuck about that. My standards is respect. Respect for me as a man. You have to have a high level of respect for me. Okay? And I don't mean just by saying I respect you. I want you to actually respect me as a man. Meaning, if I ask you to show up on time someplace at a designated place on time, I need you to be there on time. If I need you to take my clothes to the dry cleaners and bring it back to me, that's what I expect you to do. I'm not talking about being a slave. If I ask you to do this for me, I'm talking about if you have a problem with me, let's talk about it. That type of respect. You don't go emotionally half-cocked in the middle of the street arguing with me in public. You don't call me names in public. You don't talk crazy to me about me in front of your friends and family. I'm talking about that type of respect. I'm talking about respect in that manner. Number two, standards. You have to be my type as well. I have to be your type. If you don't like me, if there's something about me you don't like, let me know. I'll cut you. You'll find somebody else. If I don't meet your standards, let me know. I'll cut you off. It's all about respect and having standards. That's an example of my standards. I don't know what your standards are. My standards, they can't be strippers. They can't be ex-hoes. They can't be strippers. They can't be drug addicts. They can't be they can't be on no head meds medication. Okay? They can't be terminally ill. They can't be fat, overweight. Those are my standards. You have to find your own standards, fellas. Because you're going to have to live with that bitch. She's got to be respectful, not only to you, but your family. She has to be family oriented. Okay? I mean, fuck the education, fuck the job, fuck the education, fuck all the money in the bank if she has money in the bank. Fuck that. Because guys like me don't give a fuck about that. All right, how much time I got here? Because I don't want to hold y'all up. This is about a half an hour. All right, fellas, I'm not going to hold y'all up. I'm going to let y'all go. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this cigar. And we'll talk again next week. Well, next week I'm going to be out of town, but the following week we'll catch up, all right? This is Talking Crazy 88. And I am out of here. And black man, let's be careful out there and raise your standards.